This is a trip to mainland China, and it's a country about the same size as the United States, but it has 4 times as many people. We go to Shanghai, which is the business capital of China, and Beijing, which is the political capital of China. And then we also go to Shandong province, which lies between Beijing and Shanghai and is a rural area, so that you get to experience rural China, where the other 900 million people live. A major project of the trip is to analyze a company that entered China and failed in China. So some of these companies include Walmart, Nike, Mattel, eBay, Home Depot. All of these companies failed in China, and the students are assigned the task of figuring out why, and then figuring out a strategy to fix the problem based on their research in China and also based on the information they gather in the business meetings that we have. Some of the businesses that we go to, we meet with top executives at Ogilvy and Mather, Prologis, FedEx, IBM, Bank of America, Gensler Architecture, but we also visit some of the biggest Chinese companies, Chinese-owned companies such as CICC Bank, really the Goldman Sachs of banks in China, and the equivalent of the Procter & Gamble in China. We also visit startups, tiny little businesses, and nonprofits. So students get a wide range of different opportunities to learn about business in China. We cover every single major functional area of business. On the trip, we look at marketing companies, we look at operations, we go to financial companies that are handling accounting and finance. We look at HR operations, and so we really cover all of the different functional areas of business. So you can consider it an international business course, or an overview or a survey of international business. Just the difference is it has a Chinese twist. When we're in China, the places that we visit quite a number of cultural sites. For example, when we go to Beijing, we go to the Forbidden City. And that's a major cultural site. Right next to it is Tiananmen Square, where the protests occurred. We also go to the Great Wall, and we go to a remote section of the Great Wall. But we'll visit other places as well, and these will be not programmed parts of the trip, but we'll probably go to the Lama Temple, that would be voluntary, the Summer Gardens, the Summer Palace, and other sites, the night markets and the day markets. You know, I think the best way to think about China is that it's a lot like the Wild West, and that everything is possible, and then at the same time, because of the history, because of the government, nothing is possible. So you have to have an inventive attitude and an exploratory attitude. And if you do, it can be extremely fun. One of the great things about being in China and why I am so attracted to it is that even today, when I go to China, and I've been there many, many times, time slows down. Time slows down because everything is still so new. Everything is still a challenge. So you go into a restaurant, you sit down, and you have no idea what's on the menu, and you have to figure out what to order. And so it's just, you live life to the fullest in China. Every turn you take, you have a new challenge and a new kind of fun opportunity available to you. Students get a lot out of the trip. Most of them report that they've learned more in this trip than, some of them report that they've learned more in this trip than in any other endeavor they've ever engaged in. But they gain a lot of things. Knowledge of one of the most exciting countries in the world and very exciting people. They gain a network of contacts. They can recontact any of the businesses that we are contacting. And most importantly, they're getting experience in China, which is valuable for employers. Employers look upon knowledge about Chinese business very highly, and it's worth a lot to them.